Hello. If you are a regular here with me, welcome back. What's up? And if you're new here, hi, I'm Casey Jean. Every week I offer a yoga practice or meditation practice. And this week we're kind of combining the two of those. We'll do a little bit of movement, really gentle. As you can see, I'm sitting here at my desk and you could do the same. And then we'll ease into a meditation. So if you need to pause, get your space set up, go ahead and do that. If you're scrolling through Facebook and don't have time, or YouTube, whatever, hit save so you can come back to this later. And then let's get started. So if you're going to stay seated in a chair for this first portion, go ahead and sit back in your chair just a little bit so that both feet can be firm on the ground. And then find the sense of alignment from your hips all the way up to the top of your head, and your hands can be in your lap. And you can allow your eyes to close for a moment if you're comfortable doing so. Otherwise, you might tuck the chin to your chest and look down. So taking just a few moments to turn inwards, right? To bring your focus inward. And we'll start by taking just 3 deep breaths. So the next time you're breathing in, take a really long, slow, deep breath in. Hold the air in for 1 count. And then slowly exhale. It could be through the nose, through the mouth, you choose. 2 more like that. Breathing in slowly and deeply. Holding the air, 1 count. And a long, slow, releasing exhale. Take 1 more on your own. Stay here in stillness and take a moment to really check in with yourself. Just like you ask a dear friend, how are you doing? And you genuinely want to know. Ask yourself, what are you feeling in your body, in your mind, your heart? And consider why you showed up here for this practice today. What is it that you're seeking? Releasing? How do you want to feel, or what do you want to let go of? It's okay if you don't feel really clear on that either. Maybe you're just here. All right, if your eyes are closed, go ahead and open them back up. Getting into the body, lift your shoulders up to your ears, kind of like you're stressed. And then lower your shoulders down. And we'll just do that a few times. So we're elevating and then depressing the scapula. So we're working in the shoulders. So lifting up super high and then let it go. You can even just literally drop your arms, your shoulders, or maybe it's more of a manual lower. Do this a few more times. And know that as we move through this practice, I'm going to be moving along as well, but it's not Simon Says. You don't need to move when I move. Please move at your own pace. And know that your body and my body are different, right? So they're not going to look the same. They definitely don't feel the same. So use your own internal wisdom, right? Knowing you know you better than anyone knows you. So use that wisdom to guide you through this practice. We're going to roll the shoulders. And it doesn't matter which direction you start rolling. Likely you'll go up, back, and down because it just tends to be more of the natural. But you can do either way because we'll switch in just a moment. If you're like me, you might be feeling some snap, crackles, and pops. If you have not already, switch directions of those shoulder rolls. Just one or two more. Allow the shoulders to settle. Take inventory, notice the feeling in your shoulders. Has it changed any? Maybe not, maybe it's settled. So again, as I mentioned earlier, all of what the movement portion we're doing today is really subtle. And you think of it almost like fine motor or fine tuning rather, getting into some areas that are really common for us to hold stress. So first we got into the shoulders. We're gonna get into the neck a little bit now, and it'll almost be like you're making a no. So you're gonna turn, chin almost over the shoulder. I say almost, come back through center. I'm gonna correct that. It's really wherever your head turns. You might not go over your shoulder. I get close, but come back to center. It really depends on the day. And if I've slept on my neck funny, or if I've neglected this type of practice, then I might have less rotation. So just find this really small movement. So your one shoulder, neutral, and the other. And I really, again, just want to emphasize that the goal isn't necessarily to ever have your chin directly over the shoulder. More of that's kind of like the guide of where we're moving the chin and the neck, not as a goal. It's simply the direction. Take two more on each side. So you could think of that as just two more full rotations, left and right. Come back to center. Now tilt your head. So you're rotating. Now we're going to tilt the head, finding this length through the side of the neck. Head up through center, tilt to the other side. So again, really small movements, head up, into the side. Lift up, and tilt over. Move at your own pace, as long as it's a slow and steady pace. What we want to avoid is jerking the head. So this is a really slow movement. The next time you go to your right side, stay there, head tilted. And you can keep either just really neutral in the head tilt, or you could stay in the head tilt but turn your chin facing down towards the earth. Maybe even find this rotation in between that, so the head is tilted, but you're turning the face. It's just simply going to give you a different perspective into the neck and shoulders. Bring your head back to a neutral tilt. Slowly lift your head up. Find a little bit of movement or stillness to just reset for a moment before we go to the other side. And then when you're ready, tilt to the other side, stay there. You could stay neutrally tilted, you can turn your head a little bit. Come back to the neutral tilt and lift the head up to center. All right, maybe find a little bit of movement one more time just to release. And the last thing we'll do is to now open through the front side of the shoulders and the pecs. Bring your arms out to, you may think of this as like a cactus arm, goalpost, whatever, arms out. Squeeze your shoulder blades together, breathe. And then bring the arms together. They stay in the shape, but round forward. Curve the spine forward. Take a deep breath here. And slowly open back up to that cactus arm. Squeeze shoulder blades together. Maybe you look up a little bit, finding a curve in your spine upward. Breathe. Hands stay in that same shape, but curve forward. Forearms, palms come together, round the spine. One more time, each of these, arms out wide, chest forward, belly forward, maybe gaze lifts. Round the spine, bring palms, arms together. Round the spine. Allow the arms to drop down into your lap, come up to seated. Time to transition to our meditation. Do this however you feel most comfortable. You could do the meditation lying down. You could lean back in your seat. You could stay seated upright. Whatever feels best for you, do that. When you find that shape, take the first few moments to get settled, to almost like wiggle your body around like you're going to bed at night. You know what I'm talking about. When you move around so you can find optimal comfort and ease. Create that for yourself here right now too. If you feel comfortable, you might close the eyes. And if you'd prefer not to close them, maybe you simply look down, or if you're lying down, look up at a focal point, something that's not moving, that won't be distracting. And as you come into relative stillness, as you begin to stop and become present, become aware of your body and your mind and whatever is being carried with you today. Perhaps feelings from recent events, whatever's been going on for you recently, within you recently. Simply allow and acknowledge whatever is within and just let it be, without any form of analysis or evaluation. Gradually become aware of your breath. Breathing normally and naturally. Simply being aware of the simple fact that you are breathing in and breathing out. And as you practice mindful breathing, you can focus perhaps on the tip of your nose and feel the air come and go. Or maybe you focus on the abdomen, feeling the rise and fall. Whatever you choose to focus on, allow yourself to, in a sense, live one inhalation and exhalation at a time. Breathing in and breathing out, watching as the breath appears and disappears. Just breathing. Now gently withdraw from awareness of your breath and bring it into the world of sensation in your body. And just as observing with the breath, you're noticing, observing without any aversion or indulgence, just acknowledging the multitude of varying sensations as they change moment to moment. Allow them to be. As you sense into your body, you might find areas of tension or tightness. In some places, you may be able to physically help them soften and relax. In other places, you may not. And so if that's the case, let it be. Just acknowledge that there may be tightness or tension. You don't have to fix anything right now. Simply observe waves of sensation and let them be that without getting caught up in any story about them or the need to fix them. It is what it is. Now release awareness of sensation and bring attention to hearing, observing all sounds without aversion or indulgence. Be aware of sound at its most basic, fundamental level. Simply sound waves that your body is receiving with its ability to hear. Being aware of sounds at this level, just acknowledging the multitude of varying sounds, external in your own space, in mine, and even internal sound. Observe moment to moment. Whether the sounds are external or internal, just notice how they're ever changing, revealing the mark of impermanence. Sounds rise, sounds fall. Hear them appear and disappear. Just sounds. Now gently shift your attention again from sound and now to your mind, to thought and emotion. Observe the mind without any aversion or indulgence. Just acknowledge the multitude of varying formations, moment to moment. You might imagine You're watching your thoughts and feelings like being in a field watching clouds, watching them float by. Watch the mind in the same way. And this admittedly can be a challenge. Another way you might look at it is thinking of yourself like a meteorologist, just watching the internal patterns without judgment, just being with things as they are. Thoughts and emotions rise. Thoughts and emotions fall. Experience them appear and disappear. Just thoughts, just emotions. You may become aware that the mind has a mind of its own. It analyzes and scrutinizes, plans and remembers. It creates catastrophe, it compares and contrasts. It dreams and blames and feels sad and angry, fearful. And it also fantasizes, has likes and dislikes. The mind is often really busy thinking about this and that, with thoughts forming, rising, and receding. In this space, experience how they appear and disappear, noticing them as just thoughts, just like you've done with breath, with sound and sensation. Try to avoid falling into them. Rather than getting caught up in the mind's traps and stories and habits, simply observe them dispassionately. Let them be. Know that they will recede in time. Let your awareness recognize that all of these mental states are fleeting and changing, once again revealing impermanence. Very gently now withdraw awareness from mental events and bring your attention to the present moment itself as the primary object. So in this choiceless awareness, you're invited to become mindful of whatever is arising and unfolding in each moment, in the body, in the mind, whether sounds, other sensory experiences, a flurry of thought or emotion. For the next few moments, simply sit back and observe the ever-shifting tides of the mind and the body. Although you may be sitting very still, your internal experience may be quite different. Your mind and your body come together to form a dynamic organism that interacts with stimuli from the senses and the mind, stimuli that's always changing. As you learn to give space to whatever is arising inside with greater equanimity and balance, you can begin to go with the flow. Instead of fighting or resisting what's there, you'll come to understand and deeply know that all things change. Even if you're experiencing storms of anxiety and pain, sadness, anger, confusion, or perhaps especially at these times, you know that by giving these feelings space, they will gradually diminish. Bring your focus back to your breath and feel your body as a whole as you breathe in and out. Feel the whole body rising upward on an inhale and falling downward, releasing on an exhale. Feel your body as a whole, complete organism, connected and whole. Bring one hand to your heart. Feel your heart space. Feel that connection. And take a moment to congratulate, to appreciate yourself for practicing today. And know that it contributes to your health and well-being. May you know that this is an act of love. Slowly begin to wake yourself up, so to speak. Find a little movement. You might stretch, maybe you yawn. As it feels okay, slowly open your eyes. No need to get up. You are good if you're lying down or seated. Thank you so much for being here. Please consider checking in with the comments so that we know not only that you've attended class, but how was this class for you? Would you like more of this? Would you like something else? I'm all ears. I love to hear your feedback as I take it into consideration as I plan our future offerings. Thank you and take care.